प्रिय विद्यार्थियों, पिछले कुछ वीडियोस में एज यू लाइक इट शेक्सपियर का जो प्ले है उसके बारे में हमने पढ़ा। द समरी ऑफ द प्ले, अबाउट द प्ले राइट, डिफरेंट कैरेक्टर्स। आज के वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे एज यू लाइक इट, the treatment of theme of love in As You Like It. Or you can attempt the question as discuss Shakespeare's treatment of the theme of love in As You Like It. Or we can say what is the main or central theme of the play As You Like It. Love is the central theme of the play As You Like It. Love and its effects on the human personality is Shakespeare's principal concern in the play As You Like It. It is a motif which is introduced negatively in the opening scene, where one finds Oliver and Orlando at each other's throats. Oliver, wilt thou lay hands on me, villain? Orlando, I am no villain. Were thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself. Then Adam says, Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at accord. So, this is the dialogue in the play As You Like It between Orlando, Oliver and Adam. The above quoted dialogue is a fine example of the lack of brotherly love. By the end of the play, the two brothers begin to love each other. So, in the opening scene, this is the love theme. Real love, however, is also introduced in the first act when Rosalind and Orlando fall headlong in love with each other at first sight, without even knowing the proper identity of the object of their affections. Orlando and Rosalind, the two charming victims of the family hatred, fall in love instantly as they see each other. Their emotion is the typical love at first sight, which one associates with Elizabethan poetry. This was the characteristic of the Elizabethan poetry, love at first sight. The appropriateness of this love affair is underlined by the fact that Rosalind's father and Orlando's father have been great friends. Thus, the themes of loyalty and love are developed together. Orlando and Rosalind's love is the development of their father's loyalty. It is clear that the two young people are deeply smitten. Rosalind states that her heart, like the defeated Charles, has been overthrown. Orlando, for his part, cannot speak because of the intensity of his emotion. The scene ends with a prophecy of the love affair to come. Despite his troubles, Orlando lives calling on heavenly Rosalind. There is also love of another kind introduced here, that which binds Rosalind and Celia close than any two sisters are usually found to be. Oh no, for the Duke's daughter, her cousin so love her being, even from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile or have died to stay behind her. She is at the court and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never two ladies loved as they do. So, this is the sisterly love. Act third does not concern itself at length with romantic love, but it does show in the persons of Orlando and Adam a fine example of love between servant and master. O good old man, how well in these thee appears the constant service of the antique world, when service sweet for duty, not for need. Thou art not for the fashions of these times, where none will sweet but for promotion, and having that do choke their service up. Even with the having, it is not so with thee. So, this is the quotation, and this is the dialogue between servant and master. It is in the act third that the romances begin to develop seriously. However, Rosalind discovers Orlando's affection and Orlando expresses himself through poetry. Like the typical lovesick courtier, here are a few lines from the love poem that Orlando hung on the fairest boughs. But upon the fairest boughs, or at every sentence end, well, I, Rosalind, write, teaching all that read to know the quaintance of every spite, heaven would in little show. After the charming courtliness of Orlando, one sees a quite different approach of love, as Touchstone and Audrey pursue their rough and tumble romances on an extremely earthly level. Still another aspect quite different from one these two other is evident in the affection of Phoebe and Sylvius. Sylvius appears as a parody of Elizabethan lover. Touchstone says, as the ox hath his bow, sir the horse his curve, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires, and as pigeons bill, so wedlock would be unwilling. Here is an example of the love of Sylvius and Phoebe. Sylvius says, sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe, says that thou art love me not, but say not so. In bitterness, the common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard. It is in Act 3rd and 4th that the love themes are pursued most vigorously, as one sees three quite different romances being pursued. At the end of the play, Rosalind and Orlando, with their healthy affections, wit, and common sense, appears as an ideal love. Touchstone and Audrey represent the extreme of sensuality. Sylvius and Phoebe represent the extreme of artificiality. So, this is the one theme, love theme in the play As You Like It. Now we have the theme of gender. Gender poses as one of the play's integral theme. While disguised as Ganymede, Rosalind also presents a calculated perception of affection that is social norms and independent of conventional gender signs that dictate women's behavior as irrational. In her book, As She Likes It, Shakespeare's unruly woman, Penny Gay, analyzes Rosalind's character in the framework of these gender conventions that ascribe femininity with qualities such as graciousness, warmth, tenderness. However, Rosalind's demanding tone in her expression of emotions towards Orlando contradicts these conventions. Her disobedience to these features of femininity proves a deconstruction of gender roles. Since Rosalind believes that the wiser she is by claiming that women who are wild are smarter than those who are not. Next theme is injustice. Injustice are significant themes of the play. The new Duke, Frederick, spurs his older brother, Duke Senior, while Oliver parallels this behavior by treating his younger brother, Orlando, so ungenerously as to compel him to seek his fortune elsewhere. The play highlights the theme of suppression and injustice on the property of others. However, it ends happily with reconciliation and forgiveness. Duke Frederick is converted by a hermit and he restores the dukedom to Duke Senior, who in his turn restores the forest to the deer. So, these are the themes of the play As You Like It.